Listen, what are you guys doing? It's we're getting into the Valentine's Day spirit. You guys doing anything special?
So we've been married for a while, so no.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna buy some steaks, and I'm gonna make some steaks, and
Which I'm sure our 3-year-old is just going to love.
Sounds lovely. Well, that's the thing that makes it a little tougher here. This is our first. No, it's not yours, but it's our first Valentine's Day with a little one running around. It's like, I don't think we're gonna do anything.
it's hard.
What is it?
It's tough.
A Wednesday this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Valentine's Day is always in the middle of a week. Even before kids, we're just kind of like, we would rather have a planned time to go out on a weekend when it's convenient for us than force ourselves to celebrate an artificial holiday on a night that everyone else is also celebrating to kill yourself to get a reservation. So yeah, so we've never really, and I'm sure both of us agree that this was the choice that we both made together. We never really celebrate Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
That's flowers occasionally, but that's it. Now, as a parent, you have to deal with the holiday at school, which results in a lot of things you have to do the night before because the kids need the Valentine's Day cards, the Valentine's outfit.
Yes.
Too much.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Tissue box here so they
We
can
had to
make their Valentine's Day
empty a tissue
mailbox.
box. I don't have an empty tissue box, so I had to pull the tissues out to send the box to school.
Yeah, but that just brought back so many memories. the tissue box thing, decorating it, and making it look all cute.
Welcome to Stop Wasting Your Wine, a wine review podcast where we waste our wine so you don't have to.
On this episode, we review
Some pink wines for Valentine's Day.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Oh my gosh, what's going on over here? Right off the bat, a bit atypical for us. What the heck's going on today?
I mean, here we are, just us, and now all of a sudden, our better halves are joining us today.
far better looking.
Wow.
Wow.
And you wonder why you haven't been invited here yet.
Wow.
A very special Valentine's Day episode where we've brought on our lovely wives to help us taste some, what I'm sure will be lovely wine. It's going to be a lot of fun.
We all know that we all have incredibly talented, wonderful, beautiful wives.
That's right.
And, we've really been wasting an opportunity to have them on the show. So, we figured, we're going to stop wasting our wives.
Well done.
Stop wasting our wives. Well done. Nicely done.
And what is there a better day than Valentine's Day? This is I think we can officially call this our Valentine's Day extravaganza. And I think this is going to come out, if you're listening to this on the day it drops, you're listening to this on the day before Valentine's Day.
Also known as Galentine's Day from the great Leslie Knope.
That's correct. So maybe you're picking a Galentine's Day wine. Maybe you're picking a Valentine's Day wine. Maybe you're listening to this later and you're just looking for a good rosé. Whatever brings you to this episode, welcome. I am Joel. Thank you so much for joining us. And today I am joined by not only my lovely wife, Kathy, but also two of just the sweetest darn couples that I've ever known, Aaron and Colin and Chrissy. How are you all? How's it going?
This is going to be great. I'm excited, and this is complete anarchy. I just want the listener at home to know, we now have 6 people working this out. It took us about 30 minutes just to get everyone on camera, so this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's going to be perfect. Nothing could go wrong.
No, and it's not going to be difficult to edit. That's for sure. If there's one thing I know about editing this podcast is this won't be difficult to edit. But it really excited just to have everybody here. This is, I think, long overdue. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm glad we can bring the wives on and have them taste some wine. And, I'm sure they all listen, Chrissy, and they, they've all been learning along with us. So, it'll be fun to hear what they have to say about the wine.
I will say, Kathy, I think you've listened to every single episode?
Yep, every single one. Caught up on Tuesday.
Oh, Look at you.
Oh, Aaron, same thing. You just
Ladies.
listen every day like clockwork. Really, just by the time I wake up in the morning, she's already listening.
It's true.
Aaron shaking his head for the listener at home.
I listen every week, just not on the day that you release. It's just, it lines up in my podcasts. I listen.
It's not after I prompt. It's not. It's not after I asked her how she thought, like, if she liked that episode.
See, most of the time there's some stairs right here, and sometimes I'm sitting here and I hear the recording before, so I hear it.
So you're at the live performance every weekend.
Yes. Often.
Higher level of dedication, really.
That's pretty cool too. Yeah.
Mostly because I want a glass of wine snuck up to the stairs to me.
Yes, we have noticed Aaron handing a glass of wine to nobody quite a few times.
And that's actually become an integral part of his review, is the Aaron take, whether or not you like it right off the bat or not. So
I usually whisper right down the steps, like, not my type, or like, I like this one.
Yeah,
love it.
We always get the Aaron review too. It doesn't always make the episode, but we have been keeping up with what you think about these wines. No joke. So today we got obviously some guest hosts doing a little bit of a different thing. So Aaron, can you kind of explain what we're doing today?
Absolutely. So we want to try something new. So what we're doing is we had our three incredible wives coordinate off to the side, and they had a $60 budget. And so the name of the game was to find three wines that were kind of in that $10-ish range, that $20-ish range, and that $30-ish range. So they might have gone up or down a little bit. And they have went ahead and like brown bagged those wines or covered them in Post-it notes. And so Colin, Joel, and I do not know what these wines are. All we know is that all three of them are Rosés in the spirit of Valentine's Day. And so we all have the same wines labeled A, B, and C. We are going to test them out one at a time. We're going to go through our normal, smell, taste, and then decide where we're going to put it. And then once we've tried all three, we are going to see if we can use our incredible wine tasting skills that some of us have more than others, see if we can figure out which one is the more expensive wine, which one's the middle wine, and which one is the least expensive wine.
What we haven't talked about, Aaron, is what's on the line. What's on the line here?
If anybody gets all three correct,
yes,
and the other two hosts don't get it correct, two other hosts will Venmo the cost of our next wine. We'll pay for the next wine.
Yeah.
If anyone can get it right.
I like that.
Okay.
All right.
No, I'm on board. Perfect.
Yeah. No, let's do it. Something on the line. I got lock in.
All right. Well, I think it's time we just go ahead and start getting into the wine. What do you guys think?
Let's do it.
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Tastes like wine.
All right. So this first rosé has letter A on it. It's a blind testing letter A.
All right. You want me to you go ahead?
Yeah, Colin. What are you getting, buddy?
All right, so right off the bat, get a little bit of red fruit and then a little bit of like white flower, like almost like white wildflowers. Really lovely note of flowers in there.
She took your flowers.
I,
That's all you got.
Sorry.
Nobody wants to give me flowers these days.
Wow. Came out me.
Those you're going to get.
Aaron, you better get on it.
Shoot. Shucks.
Chrissy?
Gonna go with strawberry?
Yeah.
Into it.
It's usually my go-to.
Aaron and Aaron.
You got anything, dear?
I'm getting a little bit of like citrus, like lemony, a little.
Yes. I agree.
Some zest, if you will. It's a little zesty.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, sure. Lemon zest. Love that.
Yeah. Pass.
We have nailed quite a few of the notes in there.
That's a lot. That's a lot for a very like light pink wine.
Yeah.
It is.
Kathy, are you getting anything in addition to all that?
I don't know, a little bit of honey, maybe?
I was going to
Yes.
say honey.
I say like honey,
Wonderful.
but flowers. So.
Fun. I was going to say honey. So fun.
I agree.
That was my with honey.
Oh,
right there.
sorry.
Now that
No.
you say it, I feel like I could smell it.
Definitely.
All right, Caldwell, you had one more thing?
Yeah, I was gonna say cherries, but I will say drinking this wine is considerably more disappointing than smelling it. You don't get a ton of that fruit. It doesn't come through as much for me. You get a lot more of sort of that wildflower and a little bit of that honey, and the fruit kind of plays back note to that.
I would second that. I don't taste any fruit.
High acid though, almost sour too though. Like I don't.
Yeah, because I think Chrissy, I think you called out citrus, and definitely while
Fair.
sipping, to me that's prevalence.
Agreed.
Way more than smelling it.
Yeah, I was ready. Like when we were doing the smells, I was ready to be like, "Ooh, here comes another porch pounder." But there's something there's something a little off about it. Maybe it's like not. Where would you put this in your dryness spectrum? It's not as dry as I thought it was going to be.
You know, it's hard to tell really. It might be slightly off dry, like right on the edge. I don't know for sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was, because it is pretty weighty.
So yeah, why is that? Why is it so hard to pinpoint? Because I'm like, this shouldn't be so hard to figure out if this is dry or not, but there's something odd about it. What is it about it that's making it kind of hard to pinpoint?
I think I know what it is. I think it's the honey. Because I think it is pretty dry, but there's that honeyness in there that's making it maybe feel a little bit creamier and maybe throwing off the perception of if it is dry, because I think it's pretty damn dry.
Yeah.
But there's just that kind of making it noisy.
Yeah, no, if it is off dry, it's right on the edge. It's not like very off dry.
All right. So I think we did it here on wine number 1, wine A. And we are, listener, usually we take some time. We'll smell it. We'll go around. We'll have a sip. We'll go around. We'll go a little bit faster today. We got 3 great wines here and wonderful company. So we want to make sure we make some room to enjoy all of that too. So I think we experienced wine A. Let's move along into wine B. I'm gonna say yeah. So this time, since Colin and Christy, y'all went first last time. Aaron, you want to kick us off on this one?
Sure, my dear.
This one is sweeter to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is reminding me a little bit of the rosé I picked for the grocery store challenge a little bit, and it has that kind of like barn, like, I don't know, what was it called? What was that? The phrasing you use is kind of like a farmy kind of like smell to it.
Juicier tasting to me, and I don't
know what you're talking about with the barnyard. I'm not.
Wow, rude.
Tastes like cow.
I mean, I don't really get any of that.
No, I'm getting like fruit juice, and it's like kid fruit juice.
Yeah, I'm getting. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's like rock candy.
Yeah.
It smells like rock.
Oh yeah,
It's like rock.
Rock candy.
That's interesting. Yeah, I see where you're going. And when you were saying, Aaron, that it reminded you of your grocery store showdown wine, I thought you were going to say because it's kind of just not much going on other than a little bit of sweet to the face, some of this candy that we're talking about, but no bite, like zero acidity in there. And just kind of, it's almost on, it's not there. It's not quite, but it's almost on the verge of being a little syrupy.
Well, I had said that before I even tasted it. It was just the smell. There's something about the smell that maybe it's like artificial. It's just like a very pungent, like juicy kind of smell that hits you in the face. As soon as you smell it, you're like, uh-oh. There's just something about, like, I would, not to give away my bet, but like we haven't gotten the C yet, but I would wonder if this is the $10 guy because of that smell. And I don't know yet though.
Oh, let's hope so.
I would say it's very, very fruity, like very ultra, almost strawberry.
I didn't taste any fruit though. I just taste like thick syrup.
It is. This one is sweet. There's no doubt about that. And this one doesn't have the acid to tamper down some of that sweetness. So the sweetness is almost cloying, but it is basically just sweet red fruit is really all that's in here.
This is not a porch pounder. You drink this on your porch on a hot summer day and you're going to end up passing out and someone's going to find you later.
You feel gross, really gross.
Very dehydrated and awful.
I wonder though if it would be different if it were like super, super cold. Because ours is not super cold.
No, we had it in the fridge for like 2 days.
And the sweetness just lingers on that. Holy cow.
Yeah.
I mean, it really just like it coats the palate. It's a lot, the sugar in there for sure.
I'm going to turn into an aunt and I'm going to just drop a couple ice cubes in this thing. Just try to get the sweetness down or something.
Well, it's funny, no joke. I was kind of thinking a little bit of like some seltzer water in there. Might get,
I forgot now the intensity of this rosé.
Yeah. And the aftertaste on this too is just not very good. It just lingers and it's heavy and it's cloying and sticky. It's not good.
Yeah. It's the same as like if I just drank like a high C or something. You have that
Yeah.
post Gatorade, post heavy.
I was going to say Powerade.
Yeah.
It's so weird that you said that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. All right. So getting a little ahead of ourselves here, getting into review territory. So I think we hit it. Not a terrible lot to hit on this one. So let's move it along to wine number 3. And I'm going to ask my beautiful wife, Kathy, to start us off.
Minerality in this one, maybe?
Yeah.
Is yours way like
Super
more
bubbly.
carbonated than the other ones? Like mine's like heavily bubbly.
It is very bubbly, yes.
That's not what I thought it was going to taste like.
Interesting.
So, Aaron, you said European funk before. This is laden with European funk. Like, if this one's not from Europe, I would be shocked because this is there is something in there. I haven't tasted it yet, but the smell is wild.
I hope for you that this is not from like Arkansas.
I don't think wine generally comes from that
Me too.
It's
part of the
bubbly.
country.
I'm trying to put my finger on what the very beginning of that sip reminds me of.
This definitely seems like the least like aromatic one of the 3 we've had so far. Like I'm actually not getting like a lot.
I would agree. Very thin.
Very thin in the nose.
I can't put my finger on what I mean. Funk is the closest thing, but
You know what this kind of reminds me of?
what?
Cabernet Franc is known for having like a note of like potting soil. And this kind of tastes like that to me, but not very intensely. So I don't know. I have no idea what the grape is. And this is probably not Cabernet Franc, but it kind of has that potting soil note.
Earthy.
Earthy. Very earthy.
And it's like the opposite of wine letter B. I don't
Yes.
have at all like that sticky,
Nope.
juicy aftertaste at all. There's like nothing. It's like you sip it, there's a flavor, and then it's pretty gone.
I thought of what it is that I was trying to put my finger on this whole time too. It's almost like a sour beer, but like a well-made sour beer. You know what I mean? Where it's like that's that funkiness, but also like we're all saying, kind of that earth. But like the first, as you're about to take a sip of a good sour beer. Now, not that I don't know if I'm marking this as good yet, this wine, but like that kind of sensation. Does that make any sense, Cal?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
I mean, it's not. It's funny when I first tasted it, I was like a little off put. I wasn't expecting the flavor of this in a rosé. I don't dislike it. Like now that I'm just like sipping on it, I'm not offended by it. It's not the most exciting
I'm not
rosé we've
offended
had.
by it, but
like,
it just doesn't taste like a rosé to me. I feel like
yeah,
it's
there's just something
like,
like
but I also don't, the Cab Francs are usually like really funky, and I don't feel like this is like that funky.
No, you're right.
It just doesn't taste like your standard rosé.
But I think there's some nice in the third one here, some nice red fruit, a little bit of citrus, and that funk. I like it.
I don't dislike it. Like the more I'm sipping on it, I'm like, I don't know, I don't like it. It's like I don't dislike it as I'm pouring myself a second glass of it. It's not bad at all. It's just not what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And well, like what were you saying, Kath?
Oh, I think I would say it was just such a difference from the one we tried before it that I think it was a little bit of a shock to the system trying this after the fact. The more I drink it, the more I really like it.
Yeah, going from that
100%.
sweet to something that had a little bit of an interesting thing going on was a little shocking. I think you're right. Okay. Anybody else? Any other notes, thoughts on wine number 3?
Nope.
Perfect. All right. Well, it's that time. So, reminder, 2 things we're doing here. Number 1, seeing where in the scale we want to put this wine. And then also remember, lot on the line right here. The cost of our next wine, potentially, if somebody gets all of these arranged correctly and the other 2 don't. And then also we have to align these wines with where we think the price point lands, the 30, the 20, or the $10 wine. All right. Most to least, we're going to start there. We're going to start with most to least. We're going to see who gets it right the most. And if we need a tiebreaker, then the regionality comes into play. I could just win this straight up right here, and we don't need the tiebreaker.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, so I guess just tell us, Kathy, since you
You
picked them out, why don't you tell us? Tell us, go from bottom up. Tell us, drum roll, which was the least expensive.
Okay.
From least, you're going to tell us from least expensive to most expensive. Only tell us the number of wine, not
Okay.
not the details yet.
The least
Oh, here we go.
was, no shocker, number 2.
Oh,
Nice.
And how much was it?
This was, I think it was, let me,
stand by. Research department engaged. For a moment.
$12.99.
Got a lot of other stuff you could spend $12.99 on, but we'll talk about that when we get to the review.
Jersey tax. Ours was $1 more expensive.
Oh, was it?
That was the
What's
only
it-
one
it-
that was $1 more.
13 something. It's funny, every now and then the wine's just slightly more expensive here.
Okay, number 2.
Number 2 was wine number 1 at
Yeah.
$17.99.
Wow. Okay.
Ooh.
And then number 3 was $26.99.
Wow.
It looks like Aaron and I both got it correct.
I made a last minute change, and you want to know why? I'll be 100% honest.
Yeah.
Cork.
Ah.
Wow.
I wasn't sure between A and C, and then I ventured that the one with the cork.
Joel. I feel like Joel thinks you should know it's a cork.
I
You
was not. I opened it, but I didn't look at which bag was which, so I didn't know. But that's okay. That's okay. That's fine.
Colin
I
didn't
was-
know it was a cork
Far off.
either.
It doesn't matter.
No, I did. I opened them.
Yeah, but you didn't know which one.
No, you're right. I didn't know which one.
You're rating.
Yeah, I did. Oh, no, you're right. I didn't.
I failed. All right, so here we are. I am not going to review how many of those that I got correct. It's not good. So, but Aaron and Colin, you guys both got all 3 correct. I'm very proud. So here we are. I'm glad we established what the tiebreaker was going to be because we need to enact it. Here's what it's going to be. Wine number 3 from today that we tasted. The Funkmeister. I want to know, where is this wine from? What region is this rosé from? Whoever gets it right gets both the bragging rights and a free bottle of wine for next week's review.
I'm gonna go first because I know Colin said something about European funk. I'm gonna guess that he funked up, and I'm gonna say this is Washington wine. I'm gonna say
Interesting.
northwest.
Washington State?
Yes, northwest United States.
Man,
Okay.
that would be an amazing guest. I'm going France,
Definitely.
and
that. I was going to go with it.
Go even more specific.
I think, more specific. I think I'm going to go to the Loire Valley.
I wrote that. That's not the answer. That was my guess. I'm just,
Okay.
which I'm even more proud of, at least that we aligned. Yeah, no, Kathy, please tell us, what is the answer?
It is 100% the Loire Valley. Yeah.
Yay.
Well, it has an advantage.
job.
That's my favorite for wine. So
That is true. You
Well,
didn't have to tell the listeners and my competitors. It is true.
So I'm super curious. What are the great Loire Valleys known for Cab Franc? And
Oh.
So
that's
this
interesting.
one is a Sancerre. It's a Pinot Noir
this
rosé.
is Pinot Noir. Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Noir rosé.
Neat.
Yeah, it tastes different than I thought it would be, but it's a Pinot Noir rosé.
So this is you said this is $26.99.
Yes.
Joel, I still want to know where you put these.
Yeah, please.
Oh, I was guessing, I thought 1 was going to be the most expensive, and then I liked 3 next, and then 2, but I just thought maybe just for funsies I was going to flip them. So I said 1, 2, 3, and I thought y'all were trying to pull a fast one on us and put them in order. I was wrong. Okay, so with the ladies' mind, now that we have tasted our wines, we're about to give our review and put them where we would place them here in our scale. Before we do that, ladies, please tell us a little bit more about the wines that we just blind tested today.
Letter A was Avaline by Cameron Diaz. It's a rosé. The grapes, we have no idea. We researched, couldn't figure it out. It's from
Awesome.
France. It's a 12.5 ABV. And we bought it at Total Wine for $16.99. And it's a non-vintage. And it has some really cute sayings on the front, such as, pair as well with the warmth of the sun and the company of your best friend.
They make up
Aw.
for transparency with cuteness.
Very
Yeah.
chic. Very
It's a
chic
very pretty bottle,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Which I would expect nothing less from Miss Cameron Diaz. Chrissy, what was wine number 2?
I won't make Chrissy struggle with the French terms. Did you want me to read them?
Yeah.
Okay. So B was Famille Bougrier, which we've actually had another one of their wines before. We've had the Sauvignon Blanc, which Aaron and I put in our closets. Joel put on his table. This is from the region of Anjou in the Loire Valley. This is an 11% ABV wine. We bought this one also at Total Wine. This one was $12.99 in Florida, $13.99 in New Jersey, and this is a 2022. And this is actually, the grapes in this one are 50% Gamay and 50% Grolleau.
What?
Boy, maybe not though.
It was weird you just got punched in the stomach during that second one.
That second one, I have no idea.
And also,
Yeah,
That's funny.
no idea.
Perfectly said. And Kathy, wine number 3, what was that?
Wine number 3 was Domaine Salmon Rosé Sancerre from 2022. It's 13% ABV, and we got it at Total Wine for $26.99.
Wow. Well, there we go. Thank you for running us through. Now we know what we've been drinking. Now I want to know where you're putting each of these wines.
Yeah, but did they like it? It's time for the review.
all right. So as a quick reminder for everyone listening, and definitely not to our 3 wives who listen all the time and don't need a reminder, our ranking system is not based on numbers because numbers are ridiculous and they're all over the place. So we use a much more scientific method. So wines that we absolutely cannot stand or just, are not worth the bang for your buck go down our drain. If it's a wine that maybe has some emergency situations, or a backup wine at the end of the night when you're running out, not offensive, but not, the pride of our evening, that goes in our closet. If it's a wine that we're excited to share with friends and family, we put out, we like to talk about it, something that we are just excited to have around, that is our kitchen table wine. And of course, if it's our VIP, it is something we're very excited about. We save it for special occasions, or we just think it is just an excellent wine for its price point. We each get 3 refrigerated wines. So once again, down the drain, in the closet, on the table, or in your wine fridge.
All right. Thank you, Aaron. Thanks for reminding everybody there. So I'm going to go ahead and say, Colin and Chrissy, tell us where you're placing these wines.
All right, we're going to run down all 3 of them real quick, and then we'll move on per couple. That's how we're going to do this. So, Chrissy, the Avaline, where are you putting that one?
I am putting that one in the closet.
Okay, that's fair.
I feel like I'm playing Clue here with a rope.
As long as you don't bludgeon someone with it, we're moving forward. It's okay.
Okay, that's fair. Avaline, I'm putting on the kitchen table. I actually liked it quite a bit. It was quite a delightful wine. I hate the labeling, and we can talk about that in another episode.
You hate fun.
Colin doesn't like toy.
Yeah.
No, it's only because of Colin's age. If Colin was 25, he would love
No.
the label. He's
Let me
not.
clarify. It says free from added sugar, artificial colors, and concentrates. Like that's some sort of thing that they do exclusively. That's most decent wine above $10. So it's just get over yourselves. Anyway, putting it on the kitchen table.
I appreciate that, honestly.
B, Famille Bougrier.
I'm putting that down the drain.
Putting it down the drain.
100%.
I don't disagree. I'm putting this down the drain with her on that. It is not very good. It is just coinly sweet, just undrinkable. There's really nothing too redeeming about this.
Undrinkable. Harsh words.
Yeah, well,
I'll drink it. I won't be happy about it, but I'll drink it.
no, I'm draining that one. That is not good. Wine number 3, the Domaine Salmon Sancerre. Chrissy, where are you putting this on?
On the kitchen table.
Oh man.
Wait, is it the table or the kitchen table?
Yeah, kitchen table.
Kitchen table.
Perfect. Yeah. And I'm gonna agree. I think this is a great bottle of wine. This is actually my favorite. The Avaline is good and drinkable, but this I think is the best of the 3. So I would absolutely recommend that one. I'd want people to go out and check this one out. The most of the 3. If you were to pick one out, I would say go pick this one out.
All right. Aaron and Aaron.
So starting with the Avaline, dear, where would you put this?
I'm going to disagree with Colin. I like this one the best. And not because I am a Cameron Diaz fan. I just like the dryness of this one. So I would kitchen table this one.
Yeah. Man, I agree. I think it's a kitchen table wine. I think it's really good. I agree with Colin. Like, I think sometimes the attempt to look like healthier when it's not totally honest, like the fact that we can't find what grapes go in this.
Yeah.
Do you want to be transparent or not?
Yeah.
Like, this is weird. It's a product of France. You know, Colin has taught us in the past that the more specific the location, the higher quality wine. And this is just French. So, like, that isn't the best wine. So it tastes fine. That's great. But, you know, Cameron Diaz, I'm sure you're listening. Maybe provide a few more specifics if you really want people to trust the healthiness of your product. So kitchen table for me as well.
That's a little advice from Aaron to Cameron Diaz. Perfect.
We should tag her.
I always tag people we call out.
She should be a guest.
Oh,
Yeah, you know, thank you.
Oh, if she wants to come on, absolutely. Please, Cameron Diaz.
you heard it here. Open invitation to Cameron Diaz to join the show. Okay, next.
Letter B, Famille Bougrier. Wow.
Down the drain.
Yeah, it's so juicy. It's
I
so
don't like it.
Yeah, down the drain. And I also want to name, like, this is the second one of their wines that we have not felt great about. So thinking about, like, the bigger picture, listener at home, of, like, when you're looking for the producer, Famille Bougrier, like, not try to make enemies on the show outside of Decanter, but 0-2, friends. So maybe avoid this one in general moving forward. Down the drain for sure.
Okay.
And number 3, Sancerre.
I'm gonna be a little controversial.
Ooh, I like it.
I liked it. I don't think it's worth $27.
Okay.
This is why we're married.
I would put it in the closet. Like, it's good, but I'm not gonna go buy it again to impress someone.
Yeah.
So
Fair.
it's good.
That's
This
fair.
one's the A is $10 cheaper, and I like it more.
Diehard listeners know that price point is usually the thing that separates my big decision making.
I'm cheap.
Frugal.
Cost effective. Well, I disagree with says I do think it's good enough.
It's good,
I
but-
think I will put it in the kitchen table because I think people will enjoy it. I think it's a good wine. It's likable. So I mean, $27 isn't like breaking the bank as some of the other ones we've talked about. That's been like comparatively. So I think it's fine. But I don't disagree. I think you can get a good rosé for less than $20. But for this one, for the quality that is, I think it's a fine kitchen table rosé to put out.
Joel and Kathy, let's hear it.
I'm ready.
Okay. You can go first. Let's start with the Avaline. What do you think?
I would agree. I think it's a kitchen table wine. I really liked it.
I 100% agree. Yeah, I think I'm with you, Aaron, too. This was, I think, my favorite of the 3. So really enjoyed this one. Kitchen table. The Famille Bougrier.
Bougrier. I agree. This is definitely a drain wine. I would pour it down the drain.
You're putting it down the drain?
I am.
This is so typical of us, isn't it?
Joel has a very open closet, so I wouldn't be surprised if this one fits somewhere in the closet.
But he drained my rosé
Yeah.
for being too watery.
It was a water. Listen, this had way more going on than that rosé, and it was not my cup of tea. But I could see somebody who prefers a sweeter wine enjoying this. Again, it's like I always say, it's not offensive. I'm not going back for it, but I can see somebody liking it. So I am going to keep this in the back of the closet for when my friend who prefers a sweeter wine comes over. I have something for them. It's not the worst thing.
Just being a great host.
I'm being a great host.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah,
All right.
I try.
You are the cat lady of wine hosts. Like, people look at the trip over bottle on the way into your home. Like, oh yeah, I have another one for you over here.
Somebody will like it. Okay, wine number 3, the Domaine Salmon. What'd you think of that one?
I liked that one as well. I would definitely call that a kitchen table wine.
Yeah, I totally agree. This one, I think that one too. This was the most fun one that we had. The Avaline was the one I liked the most. This one, the Domaine Salmon, was the one that was the most fun and had the most to figure out and talk about. So definitely going on the kitchen table. And that's one that I kind of want to share with folks too and see what they think. It's interesting. So I agree.
Yeah, the different. rosé. So it's kind of a fun way if you're doing comparisons at your kitchen table to bring out the Avaline and the Domaine Salmon. So
That's absolutely.
one of each.
I love that. What a great idea.
So I really like the Avaline. I thought I was only allowed to put one on the kitchen table.
Oh no! This is a giant kitchen table, and in my case, the world's largest clock.
If I had to choose in between,
That or the Salmon.
yeah.
Yeah, you're going down. So
Yeah.
you want to move the Avaline to the kitchen table?
Yeah, I would bring it out to the kitchen table.
Okay, I think that's fair.
I'm not opposed to
Only-
bringing it to the kitchen table.
and-
I just thought if I only could have one.
And Aaron's gonna be like, "Oh, but you can't move the wines." But one is she didn't know the scale, and so
But it's funny
we're
because
we can
that's
accept
the opposite.
this episode.
Can I tell you something?
I almost
On
made it. Yeah.
Aaron impression right there. That was spot
Thank
on.
I agree.
you. Thank you. Well, I do so much editing of the podcast. I just tried to emulate his voice, so I feel like I've nailed it.
All right, so some interesting, somewhat mixed reviews here. I think pretty aligned on where we land. But I think overall, you guys let me know if you disagree. I think Avaline, not a waste of your wine. Very enjoyable, really good price point. The Famille Bougrier, I think a waste of your wine. A little bit of a, discrepancy. I think most folks had it down the drain. Some folks, maybe just me, had it in.
Yeah. Everyone had down the drain except you, Joel.
Okay,
Just you.
I've established already. I have the most room in my closet. I'm very forgiving, but definitely a waste of your wine. I hear you, no objection there. And then finally, the Domaine Salmon, not a waste of your wine. Very enjoyable, very fun, very interesting wine, and something to try out. And Kathy, as you said, I think between our two not wastes of wine, the Avaline and the Domaine Salmon, two really cool, different takes on a rosé that could be fun for you to experience at home too if you're listening along and drinking along with us. So definitely check those out. What a fun episode. Definitely got a little bit, a little different format this week, but really, we got to do it in celebration of just the lovely, lovely Valentine's Day that we have coming up. So thank you so much to our amazing and supportive wives who have listened to all episodes and who just are the best. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for arranging the blind taste test today. It was awesome.
Yes. Shout out to Kathy for really taking the bull by the horns there and
We organized that.
out all the wines and stuff like that. It was really big help. So thank you.
Should have picked a Washington
Thanks,
rosé.
Noe.
That's fine.
Next time.
Got that wrong.
Love it. All right. And Kathy, do you want to tell the folks at home how they can interact with the Stop Wasting Your Wine podcast?
Sure. Well, first of all, go over to Facebook and follow Stop Wasting Your Wine. I know Colin really wants that one to take off in the upcoming future. Also, for those of you on Instagram, follow at Stop Wasting Your Wine. Head over to YouTube to follow Stop Wasting Your Wine, as well as anywhere you've got your podcast. Make sure you follow, rate, review.
Yay.
Darn right.
Perfect. Man.
Really.
Yeah, if I had known any better, I would thought you've been doing that for all 30 episodes. That was perfect.
And Colin's going to start a TikTok.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
We
Yes.
Only Colin.
Aaron actually already started a TikTok.
There is a TikTok. If you are on TikTok and you follow Stop Wasting Your Wine, you will see one individual video that says Stop Wasting Your Wine just made his first video, and then the next one will be Colin dancing. So
Just Colin.
stay tuned.
Awesome. Looking forward to that.
It will not.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. Hope you enjoyed, and hope to see you again next week. Thanks for hanging in.
All right, bye y'all.
And remember, stop wasting your wine.
Bye y'all.
Bye.
So really.
You have to be making fun.
Yeah.
Bye.